Ladies and gentlemen, Kanye West is back. We can't call it anti-Semitism, so we'll just call it Jew hatred. I'm not sure. With a song called Hail Hitler. What's up, everybody? My name is Tal, your favorite white colonizing Zionist prince, coming to you live from Israel. Please do subscribe to the channel. We're about to hit 400,000 subs. We're so close, and let's see what happened here on Piers Morgan.
Previewed on a recent live stream with his friend Sneeko, and both Sneeko and Ye join me now. Well, welcome to Uncensored. Ye, we haven't spoken for a while. How are you?
I'm doing good. I don't use the term West, you know, the whole drop the slave name idea.
Okay, so we just call you Ye, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, look, when I last interviewed, we had a long conversation. And
by the way, does Sneeko just totally co-sign Hail Hitler now? Is that the half Filipino, half black Canadian? Is he Canadian? Immigrant is like down with the Hail Hitler thing.
Since then, a lot has happened in your life, and so I'm grateful for the opportunity to try and talk to you about some of this. How would you say your life is at the moment?
I mean, you see that view?
Yeah. Your life is good?
Well, judge it on the view as the answer to how my life is. Judge me by the view.
Well, the view is Mallorca. I've been there. It's a beautiful place. And for all intents and purposes, you seem very relaxed and happy. That is in direct contrast to your public image at the moment over the last couple of years, led by your ferocious... Well, hang on, let me finish the question. Led by your ferocious use of...
No, but I already disagree. It's not in contrast. There's so many people and artists that are championing the idea of someone being able to just express who they really are and have been able to go through the war of being attacked by the banks, being attacked, you know, by the banks. That's the best way to put it, being attacked by the banks and to still be here with this view is, you know, that's the win. So I think I'm in contrast to your contrast.
Okay, but the point I was going to make is that I watch what you put out on X. You've got 32 million followers, so you're one of the most followed people.
See, wait. Now look right now. You're not gonna take inches off my dick, bro. Like, how many followers do I have?
Well, how many is it?
I think you could do the study. You got a whole staff over there.
I thought it was 32 million. How many is it? You obviously know.
I mean, no. I mean, don't help them out. You know they.
I'm told it's 33 million now. So congratulations. You're slightly bigger following than I thought.
No, congratulations. Your information is correct. You're not just some, you know, dude trying to sub. You know, I'm a gift, bro. You know what I mean? Why do all you people in media act like you haven't played my songs at your weddings or graduations or at funerals or when your child was born? You know, you take somebody that's living like a Lennon, a Michael Jackson, and you just take all this time to just, like, that nuance right there. It's idiotic. It just shows the hate that you put out for people that put love. There's so much love in the art that I put out.
What are you talking about? I haven't said anything.
What are you talking about? It's dirty. Okay, now you're not taking accountability or responsibility.
Literally, you said it. You implied I haven't played your music. Of course I played your music.
No, sir. This is what you get for now. We can circle back when you can count.
Okay. Where's he gone, Sneeko?
That's it for Ye. But it's nice to meet you, Piers.
Where's he gone?
I think he's going back to work. There's several things he's working on. I was not aware he was going to leave like this, but it seems like he got upset about the...
So it's all just a game, is it? Is that the idea?
Followers. Well, I mean, life is a video game, is it?
No, I just wondered what the point of this exercise was. Was he supposed to do an interview or not?
Are you supposed to do an interview? But I mean, the amount of Twitter followers, something like that, it's patronizing for no reason. You said his name incorrectly. You know his name is Ye. This is very public about that. Hopefully we could do it. I think this was good. We were prepared for a good interview.
Sorry, when did Kanye West become a fucking little bitch? Isn't he the one fighting against all this counterculture, change people transgender names? Isn't that a thing, by the way? And I don't have a problem with it. That's not me. When did Kanye become a little fucking bitch? So if you call him Kanye West instead of Ye, he gets up and leaves an interview, or because you miss 1 million followers on his Twitter, instead of 33 million, 32 million, he leaves it. What? I thought this guy was hard. What is this shit?
But
And then you have the all-powerful Muslim Sneeko standing up. What the fuck is going on?
come on, you know what you were doing.
What do you think I'm doing?
I think you were trying to patronize very intentionally by getting those two things, under his skin. Maybe it could have been about past interviews or because of what happened yesterday. But, I mean, this information is not that difficult to get right.
Yeah, we called him Ye, and we got his Twitter following count wrong by 1 million, from 32 to 33 million. Also, for the record, you guys dicked us around yesterday, and you seem to find that very entertaining and amusing in your live stream, which I'm sure you will now. You kept all my crew in Spain and here waiting, and then wasted their time. And then you got us all back now, and you've wasted our time again. And you again may find that funny and entertaining, and that's fine. I don't. I think it's a total waste of everyone's time and effort and money.
Well, I mean, it is. I was ready for the interview yesterday, too. My time is important as well, regardless if it was wasted. We have to admit this is somewhat entertaining. This is going to be laughed at by many people.
What's entertaining?
That was funny. That's undeniably walking off right into the beginning of an interview is funny.
Yeah.
I used to think, well, there's more, but I got to interject because it's not like you're gaining anything from this video. Yeah, this is a terrible video. I used to think Logan Paul and Jake Paul were a cancer on YouTube. I thought they were terrible for the young, impressionable people watching. And this is when I was in my early 20s. I'm in my late 20s now. This is when I'm my late teens, early 20s. I was aware of this. This Sneeko, Dan Blazarian, Andrew Tate unisphere that now involves Kanye West. I am genuinely worried. Genuinely worried for where this goes. Genuinely.
Out of interest,
You were subjective.
Out of interest, what do you do with him?
I'm working on several films right now. I am streaming out here. I'm editing, and I work on things behind the scenes, some inspiration for art. I'm just there to try to help fulfill his vision.
Well, let me ask you the questions
I
I would have asked him. So, I mean, out of interest, what is with his obsession with Hitler? Why is he so rampantly anti-Semitic?
I'm not going to answer questions on his behalf.
Well, you're going to have to
I
because
can't
he's
answer
not there.
questions on his behalf.
He's not there.
What's that? What's that?
He's not there. Literally, he's dropping a track today called Heil Hitler. Why are you happy to be associated with somebody like that, out of interest?
I'm not going to speak on his art and his vision while
I'm
he's not
asking
here.
you. I'm
it
asking you why you're happy to be associated with somebody who most of the world believes is now a rampant anti-Semite.
Well, you're associated as well. Your show's called Piers Morgan Uncensored.
Yeah.
You tried to get him censored on X. And here you are on the days we're going to release this song doing an interview with him. So we're all involved here. It's not like I'm the only one complicit.
Yeah, the reason I wanted to get him on was because I don't think anyone holds him to account for anything he does on X. And in fact, he deliberately breaches all of X's rules, and yet he does it with impunity and is allowed to do it, whereas millions of other accounts get suspended for far less offences. So I was going to ask him directly, which is why I mentioned his X following. I was going to ask him about what he puts on X and why he does this, why he continually attacks Jewish people, why he continually celebrates Adolf Hitler. And then I'm curious about, given he's not there, can't answer these questions, what your association is with this guy and whether you're comfortable to be associated with somebody who most people consider to be an anti-Semite.
I think I just answered this question. And these are good questions. I think I just answered half
We
of
haven't
that
answered
one.
the question, have you?
But, I mean, if I did. You said, what are you doing out here? And I said, I'm doing films and I'm recording behind the scenes and I'm streaming and I'm editing and helping fulfill his vision.
Have you been helping him with the track Heil Hitler?
No, I don't. I'm not a music guy. And if you wanted to get questions about his Twitter or X correct, then you should have got the number of followers correct. That was something intentional that you knew what you were doing.
So I got
if you
the
know
size of his
everything
dick
about what
wrong.
he's
Is
tweeting,
that what you say?
Well, if you know everything else that he's tweeting, you should have got that right as well.
Oh, don't be so pathetic, Sneaker. Honestly, what you're trying to do is you're trying to get good content which will promote you, Sneeko. And I'm just curious how you, Sneeko, deal with the fact that you are so openly associating yourself
You asked that question a
with
few
somebody
times,
who
and I
seems
mean, I
to
can ask you the same
worship
thing.
Adolf Hitler and is pro the Nazis. Do you feel comfortable about that?
No, we worship God. There's a
No,
if
no,
you're gonna
he
say it's
worships
pathetic
Adolf
that
Hitler.
I'm here promoting this. We could talk about how
He
pathetic it
worships
is that
Adolf
you were,
Hitler.
that you were essentially working for Israel up until a couple months ago and
Really?
promoting
When was I
things
working for
like
Israel?
genocide and not pushing back.
When was I working for Israel?
If it's pathetic to make films behind the scenes of one of the greatest living artists, probably the greatest living artist, you think
Well,
that's
he
pathetic?
certainly was.
You point the finger
He
at you and
certainly
say it's
was a
pathetic as
great.
well.
He was a great artist. Unfortunately, he's become a rampant anti-Semite who adores Adolf Hitler, embraces Nazism, uses swastika slogans.
I'm pretty sure he says he loves
to
everyone.
sell his
I'm not
merchandise.
gonna speak
and
for
has a
him,
new
but-
record out called Heil Hitler. So forgive me if I don't currently
The
see
song is
him
not. I mean,
as one of the
everything you're
world's
saying
great
in this question
artists.
is incorrect.
Yeah, but I don't see
Everything
him.
you're saying in this question is incorrect.
Sorry.
The song isn't out. The song isn't out for one, and two, he says he loves everyone. He says he loves Jews. He says he loves Hitler. He says he loves everybody. But
Right,
this
so when
could
he
be-
says,
just-
let me ask you, given you're the one sitting there, he said Jews were better as slaves. You have to put your Jews in their place and make them into your slaves. You then said make your Jews work for you, but watch them as close as you can. Whip the Jews. You comfortable with that, Sneaker?
I think I find it funny. That's not something that I would do personally. I don't whip
You think it's
anybody.
funny,
I
do you?
don't,
Whipping
condone
Jews?
slavery.
Using Jews as slaves? You think that's
I think
funny?
the context of that is funny. Yeah.
What's
and
the
also
humour?
to
I'm
remove
missing,
any sense of humor
I'm missing
from
the
that is
humour. What's the
ridiculous.
humour?
It's. I mean, do you want me to break down a joke for you?
You think it's a joke, do you, about whipping Jews?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a joke because I've been here for a couple weeks and he hasn't whipped any Jews.
Really? So because he hasn't actually whipped any yet,
Yeah,
that's a joke.
He really has.
Yeah.
Really has. But Piers, before I leave, I don't want to speak on his behalf. If you're agreeing
What
that
choice
he's
do we
the
have? You
greatest living
set this
artist
thing.
right now,
You set this farce up. He's dicked us around. You're the one left, so you're going to have to be accountable for him. Unless you want to walk away too.
accountable. What do you want to hold me accountable?
If you don't want to answer questions either, you are free to stand up and walk away like a little sniveling
Well, you can ask
coward
questions.
too.
If you have questions for me, then I'll feel
You
free
know
to
what? Here's
answer
my
those.
question
But
for
just
you.
when it comes to Ye,
Why is your mate Ye?
is this whole thing going to be interrupting, or
Why is your mate
this whole
Ye?
thing just going to be interrupting? Or do you want me to speak
look,
at all?
You're sounding like Andrew Tate Light, like his annoying little younger brother we never knew about. Okay, doesn't work with me. Okay, you set this thing up. It's obviously some kind of elaborate prank.
Okay,
that you're pulling
your team asked
with
me to
your
do
mate
this.
Ye.
If you want to be
But given that
Netanyahu
you-
light on TV,
but given you want to make, given
if you want to be
okay,
Dave
you think it's all
Portnoy with the
funny,
suit,
it's fine.
Then sure. If you want to do ad hominem attacks, then why invite someone on your show? I set this up because your team asked me to do it. I did everything that I could. If I knew that this would, I'm not here wasting your time. You're angry at me for setting up an interview that you wanted. If you have questions for me, I'm happy to answer those.
Here's
If you
my
want to keep
question.
doing
Why
insults,
did you?
there's no point in me being here.
Why did Ye stand up like a sniveling little coward and walk away before I could ask him difficult questions?
For the third time, Piers, I don't know if you have a hearing problem, but I'm not going to answer questions on another man's behalf. But
Really?
thank you for
Even though
having
you
me. If
set
would
up
like
the
to talk
interview with
one-on-one
him.
another time, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
thank
tell
you.
him from me he's a sniveling little coward, and he's an anti-Semite and a Hitler worshipper. That's what I would have asked him if he'd had the balls to sit there and take the questions. And there you are, proudly associating yourself with him. Good luck to you, Sneeko. Everyone can see you for what you are.
Can we acknowledge that Piers Morgan is a fucking terrible journalist? Do we need he's a fucking terrible journalist. This is all so frustrating to watch because Sneeko and Kanye, this coalition of I want to say the word so badly, but this isn't Twitter, so I'm not going to say it. This coalition of stupid people, they are trolling everybody. And when you feed into the troll and take it seriously, they troll you harder. And then all these little internet meme lords are like, yeah, hail Hitler. And some of them actually go to the ideology. It's all so very stupid. This is very cancerous. But I feel sorry to say that I think we're far too gone at this point. I think it is what it is. My idea is counterculture. You know, there's a guy I watch on YouTube, whether you like him or not, Tim Pool. He's all about counterculture, and I think that's a great thing. I think Jewish people need to start creating counterculture to the anti-Semitism, to the Jew hatred. Funny counterculture that roasts and destroys these fucking idiots. We're smart enough to do it. We have more than enough money to do it. We need to start doing it. Stop with the Piers Morgan interviews, trying to make sense out of this shit. They're trolling you. Counterculture, counterculture, counterculture. Make shit better. Make fun of them because they're very dumb. And it's not so hard. We've got talented people. Just do it. But we'll never do it because we're too busy throwing galas. All right, hot take. Never mind. I'm going to stop before I get myself in trouble. I'll see you guys in the next one. I love you long time. Subscribe to the channel, by the way. We're about to hit 400,000 subscribers. We're just less than 1,000 subs away. Let's do it, guys. See you in the next one. Love you long time. Goodbye. If you believe in my content and want to support me, just know your help is needed. There's a bunch of great ways to support me, being PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, or joining my Patreon community down below. Patreon is the best way to support my channel, and you'll get a bunch of cool perks depending on what tier you join. Another great way to support me is by buying my merchandise on thetravelingclat.com. I regularly drop new merch designs like this beautiful hat or this amazing shirt, where you can support the channel and get something cool for yourself. I also have an amazing Discord community with people from all over the world. Thank you so much for your support.